I was doing the robot dance. Do. What is up, everybody? Hope you're doing all right. Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursdays, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. If you have a girlfriend, which I assume most of you don't, if you do, or if you got a wife, possibly. I know I do, but remember, get your Valentine's Day gifts today. Don't try to do it on the way home tomorrow. Do it today. All right. But if you're getting like flowers, I would wait until tomorrow for that so that they're still alive. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Jay Chains. Make sure that you smash the like button if you are watching on YouTube. And as we like to say, not a one, another two. Give him the old people's elbow over on X. I have to look at myself when I see that just to make sure that I do it right. Make sure that that's the number one thing that you can do to help the show, help the growth of it. I know a lot of you guys are actually taking that advice and doing it because the amount of likes are going up, and that just makes me feel so good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. So we are going to have a fun show today. We're going to do a little bit different than we normally do. Typically it's we bullshit and then we look at the markets, some news, and then we look at some charts. We're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna just change it up a little. So we're gonna bullshit, and then we're gonna look at the markets, the news. We're really just gonna look at this Tether FUD story where we see that like JP Morgan comes out and FUDs Bitcoin with Tether, and then Tether comes out and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So we'll look at that story, and then yesterday I forgot I was supposed to look into a couple things. And I completely forgot to do it. But that's what the point of today's show is. And so a lot of the coins that you guys were talking about that you wanted me to look into, I've saved them over on TradingView, so we got them locked and loaded. Let's go. We're gonna do kind of like a big segment on Navi and in the relationship with Ondo and what all that means. And so we've got that pulled up specifically. And then there was something else we were going to get into. Oh, yeah, here we go. It is the comprehensive guide to bull and bear flag patterns. So we're going to take a look at that because in my preparation of going through this, I realized potentially what we're looking at with Ondo, baby, is a bull flag. And I got that thing drawn up. So when we get in over to TradingView, you know, the first chart we're looking at is Ondo, and so we'll take a look at that and see how that relates to what we had learned in the section prior about the bull and bear flag patterns. So things to be looking out for. So we'll get into that shortly. But I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. If you are tuning in on the East Coast like me, man, we're 1 hour. We got an hour to go till the end of the day. If you're tuning in on the West Coast, baby, I think we got 6 a.m. Doug, my guy. He is across the pond. But here in the States, if you are tuning in on the West Coast, it is, 1 o'clock? I hope you had a great lunch. What'd you have for lunch? Drop it in the chat. Even if you're from somewhere else, it doesn't matter. Just drop what you had for lunch in the chat. Would like to know what everybody's eating. Shout out to everybody that is here. You can chat on X as well, but the YouTube fam is yipping and yapping. I love to see that. And it's growing too. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash the like. Oh, actually, I'm gonna hit you with one. I'm gonna hit you with just a really quick sponsor moment.
Oh, Dad, how about this one?
Boom. There you go. All right, let's get this show on the road. Let's get started with we'll go to CoinMarketCap. Let me make sure that I have got this thing refreshed. So we are looking at the most recent information. Welcome to the most boring bull run of all crypto in the crypto history of all crypto. I'll tell you what, man, it's like we're this we're at the same thing we were yesterday. You know, we're flirting with 97, 96.3 right now. You know, we're flirting with 97. It's just, you know, let's do something, man. Like, it's, where's the meme where it's like the stick figure or the guy with the stick and he's poking Bitcoin saying, do something. Come on, do something. What are we waiting for here? It's coming. I know that. I do know that. Anyway, the market 3.18 trillion again, almost a percent down, but it's been fluctuating a little bit here and there, as you could see from the 7-day chart. Actually, you can't see it. It's covered up by my face for Bitcoin the last 7 days. So as you can see, you know, we've had a little bit of volatility in there, but let's see. None of the numbers are really any different. The Bitcoin dominance at 60, ETH is at 10. GWA's down below 1. That's wild. So Bitcoin, like I was saying, coming at 96.3. You got an ETH at 26.58. XRP 248. That's at least green on the day, unlike the first two. You got BNB, which was up big yesterday. A little bit of the struggle bus today, down to 671. I think we were up over 700 yesterday. And as you can see from this chart right here, that yes, it was up and it is down. Solana coming in at 194. Come on, baby, get back, get well above 200. What are you doing? Come on, Solana, baby. Cardano, 81 cents. Up 3.26%, though, up 13, almost 13.5 on the week. Hanging tough at number 9. I tell you what, Cardano, I've joked around a lot thinking that it might fall out to the top 20 this bull run, but this thing is hanging tough, man. It's still up there in the top 10. So I may have to change that and say, you know, it'll be out of the top 10, but maybe still within the top 15. Who knows? We'll monitor the situation as time goes on. Let's see. We got Chainlink's down a little bit, Squeeze up a little bit, Avalanche down almost 3%, Stellar up. All right, that rounds out our what we look at there in the top 20. Now let's look at some losers for some freaking opportunities to make some money. We'll look on anything down on the hour. Nope. Okay, so on the daily, the 24-hour, the Big Get token, that thing has been kind of ripping. The 7-day doesn't really look all that good, but it has been kind of ripping. Let's see. BitTensor, if you want it. Celestia, if you want it. That'd be a 5% gainer. Based on where it was, you know, if it goes back to where it was yesterday. That's really about it that I would oh no, here we go. Ondo 132. We'll see where this thing's going, man. Again, when we look at that chart, when we look at the Ondo chart, you're going to want to make sure that you're paying attention because we could be ready. Send it. Anything on the week? Anything on the week? BitGet again. Nothing really that I would get. What did Pudgy Penguins go sub a penny? Oh yeah, it sure did. It sure did in the last 24 hours. Was that the first time? No. Is that the low, though? Get that little thing off there. I don't want to see that. How do I take that off? I don't want that. Yeah, so it's not an all-time high. It's been lower when that was back in earlier February, not too long ago. Let's hit the all-time. Darn. Here we go. I don't know. See, my whole thing is, and I've seen some people put tweets out. I think Stash was one of them. Shout out to Stash. I love Stash. He bought like a whole bunch of it with, you know, kind of the whole narrative that's behind it. But kind of the idea in my mind is most of these coins are very hype driven, and they don't really come back from when they take a big fall. And if this thing was over 4 cents and it goes down to below a penny, I mean, that's a pretty big fall within the last month and a half, right? That was beginning of January when it came out in December, in like the middle of December. But about the earlier part of January is where it hit that high, and it's just been down since. And it's kind of doing the tail. Now, maybe what happens is, and again, I would say from what I learned at the Ondo Summit, is that now that the government is saying it's okay, and I believe one of the most recent articles that I'd seen saying that that the banks can now have crypto services for, I would assume this is for still institutional, on the institutional side or something like that. I would have to take a look for it. It was something I glanced by over. But something about the Ondo Summit. Something I learned, kind of where where we are in the whole order of this adoption cycle, and why it's going to take really. Anyway, let's move on, because I definitely lost my point of where I was there. With Peggy Penguins, tail it off. Let's go. Where I was saying with that is the whole idea of maybe we've got a little bit longer until this year later on, say like H2, right? Remember, we like to move in halves thanks to SWE. With the SWE Play 1, if you guys are not familiar with the SWE Play 1, that was something that they said would be out in H1 2025, and I love that whole idea of switching over to halves versus quarters. And so Q instead of saying Q3, Q4, you say H2. So H2 of this year, so the second half of this year, is probably potentially when we will see more of that retail mass scaling, right? And with that being said, might be a good idea to watch some of these that are going to have probably a better buttoned up ecosystem by then. Try to catch it at the bottom. Use some of the profits that you got now and go into some of these. I mean, it's a top 100 coin right now. I know that it's had kind of a fall, so we'll see where it lands, especially if it continues to fall or if it finds a bottom and starts moving up. We'll see, but could be one of those ones to hang on to long term. So, all right. Let's get into our articles so that we can get into the other stuff. But I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you smash the old like button. What's up, Corey? What's up, Doug? Captain Crunch. Coinbase just reported earnings 23% higher than expected. Hey, that's pretty good. Gotta love when the earnings are higher than expected, especially in a bull run. Now, Ondo needs to go to the Mundo already, though. Facts, though. Them's is facts, though. All right. Let's go here. And kapow. Here is our first article. Tether may need to sell Bitcoin to meet proposed U.S. stablecoin rules, says J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan claims that stablecoin leader Tether may need to sell its Bitcoin reserves to meet proposed U.S. rules. Tether says JPM is salty. So I'm not really sure why they would have to. I don't know the ins and the outs of the Stablecoin Act, and there's another one. It may be in here too. So let's go through this. So stablecoin giant Tether, we know that may have to sell the Bitcoin to comply with proposed U.S. regulations. Said that under potential new regulations in the U.S. seeking to keep a close watch on stablecoin issuers. We know that they are the largest. Under the proposed bills, Tether would have to implicitly replace its non-compliant assets with compliant assets. What do you mean? This would imply sales of their non-compliant assets such as precious metals, Bitcoin, corporate paper, secured loans, and other investments, and purchases in compliant assets such as T-bills. And they added U.S. stablecoins regulations requiring more transparency and frequent reserve audits pose additional challenges to Tether. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. And the war begins. Well, I guess maybe it doesn't begin. It's the FUD on Tether, man. I'll tell you what. USDC is the way to go. You guys know the position. Tether is the Russian and the Chinese. USDC, red, white, and blue, baby. What is this chart? Bitcoin. That's just a Bitcoin price chart. Okay. So here's who said this? A spokesperson, an unnamed spokesperson said Tether is closely monitoring the evolution of the different U.S. stablecoin bills and also actively engaging with local regulators. Consultation from the industry needs to happen, and it's still unclear which bill will move forward. Does it say which were the name of the bills? I thought maybe it's in the other one that I got. So Paulo Adrino He is from Tether. Tether CEO. Yeah, there you go. Tether CEO Paulo. JPM analysts are salty because they don't own Bitcoin. Yikes. Well, they were told not to. So here's another article that I had pulled up. And this is how I had seen that there was the conflicting one. I'd seen the one headline where they were talking about JP Morgan says they got to sell it. And then I see this one. This article is obviously from the other side, the narrative. Tether slams JP Morgan analyst for saying it needs to sell the Bitcoin. See what they say here. Let's see. JP Morgan strategist. Here we go. So this was the guy who did it. Nicholas Panigurtzoglu. Oh, Nick Panigurtzoglu. He released a report suggesting the proposed U.S. stablecoin bills could force Tether to sell some of their Bitcoin holdings. We were talking about in the other article. Do they say what the... Oh, here we go. The Genius Act. That's what it is. Damn it. I couldn't remember. The Genius Act. Senator Bill Hagerty introduced the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins, or Genius Act, to establish a federal licensing and supervisory framework for stablecoins and the issuers. Whew. Let's see. So you got the Stable Act, which is the Stablecoin Transparency and Accountability for a Better Ledger Economy. Okay. Hey, these acronyms, man. The Panigurtzoglu led JP Morgan analyst highlighted that the reserve requirements under the Stable Act are stricter, allowing stablecoin issuers only to hold issued deposits, use T-bills, short-term treasury repos, and central banks' reserves. All right, we'll see. Here we go. Oh, man, we love quotes. Who is this from? This is from our Panigurtzoglu guy, Mr. Panny. Penny. He's got his panties in a bunch, is what he's got. Let's see. The current Tether reserves are only 66% compliant under the Stable Act and 83% under the Genius Act. Under the proposed bills, Tether would have to implicitly replace its non-compliant assets with compliant assets. All right. And that's same quotes. Here we go. Same quotes and all that stuff. So two different headlines, same meat, same potatoes. That's what we were talking about today. Those were our articles. The next thing that I want to get into, let's make sure that we do this here. All right, so it was on. So yesterday was Wednesday. So Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, one of the things, because usually when we look at DEX tools or some of TradingView or whatever, you guys will sometimes give me coins to look at. And one of the things that had came into, and this, I don't remember if it was a super chat, to be honest with you, if it was not, but it was about Navi or Navi, however you want to say it, and Ondo, and how there was a partnership. And so I want to take a look at this really quick, and then we'll go on from there. So first things first, let's go here. So Navi protocol, USDY by Ondo integration. So how is Navi's path to RWAs and integrating with the USDY yield-bearing stablecoin? So real world asset tokenization has become the largest market opportunities in the blockchain industry in the last 2 years. And so one of the things that we know in the metrics, one of the key metrics that we use is 2030. By 2030, we should see, they say 16 to 30 trillion. Probably it's going to be in excess of 50 billion. You kind of see the numbers get tweaked. And I think they're starting to grow now that we're starting to see a little bit more people on board with all of this. And so, when you think about RWAs being one of the largest probably growth sectors in the ecosystem, DPIN's probably not going to be too far behind it. We'll see what else makes, gaming whenever it's its turn, that kind of stuff. So we'll end up seeing, how things go from there. So tokenizing real world assets allows investors to access a more liquid RWA market, democratizing access to yield opportunities. Here we go. Ondo spearheads RWAs on SWI. Okay. Ondo Finance stands at the forefront of the RWA tokenization mobilization with an explosive TVL growth to 616 million USDY. We know that. How does it fit in with? So now as Navi seeks to embrace more tier 1 RWA assets and bring yield-bearing assets to users, Ondo's permissionless U.S. Treasuries token come up to be a perfect fit. Now listing USDY liquidity pool will widen Navi users' alternatives to how optimize their capital efficiency across the network and provide them with much needed exposure to the growing RWA industry. There you go. What does this mean for Navi? For SWE DeFi users, let's go. You get liquidity to high quality assets. What's more, USDY liquidity pool and Navi synergizes with the inherent benefits of the asset, designed to provide safe yields of 5.05% APY for its holders. Users can combine this to native yield with APY on the platform. There you go. You're making money, baby. Get those yields. It's all about the yields. Let's get it. Hey, what's up to the chat? Jake the Crypto Sneck. Ellie, shout out to you. My ninja, Mike Vollmer. Did we go over who got the gold medal today already? I got to do that. Mike Vollmer. I knew it. Mike Vollmer got the gold. JC got the silver. And Jake the Crypto Snake bringing up the bronze. My G. What is up? All right. So here are a few good reasons why Navi together with USDY can become a beacon of RWA adoption on the whole Move chain ecosystem. Supplying liquidity in USDY will provide users with an opportunity to earn yields from multiple sources, both from USDY and from lending interest. Borrowing against USDY as collateral provides users with more capital efficiency while retaining exposure to USDY native yields. And borrowing USDY on Navi opens opportunities to plug this asset into the intricate SWE DeFi ecosystem and take advantage of other platforms supporting the asset. There we go. The future of RWA starts with Navi protocol. There we go. All right. I like that. Well, I appreciate when you guys bring this stuff to my attention. So that was really interesting. So let's bring it on over to CoinMarketCap. Let's look at some of the tokenomics of this and take a look. You've got a $33 million market cap. The price currently sitting at 8.5 cents. You have got a 1 billion total token supply. Not terrible. Circulating 396 million. So about 40% in circulation. Not terrible. On the SWE ecosystem, love to see that. All-time high, 42 cents. Dang, man, down about 80% from that. All-time low, 3 cents 6 months ago. So it's up big from its all-time low, and down about 80% from its all-time high. So, man, it might have some room to run here in the second leg of the bull run here. Number 689 is what it comes in. Market cap wise. Let's take a look at the website. It's always fun to look at stuff like this, right? This is how I do my research on projects. So thanks for joining me. Whatever. I'll do what I want. All right, Navi, one-stop liquidity on the move. You can get the token on Bybit or Navi.ag. The decentralized and a centralized opportunity. Let's see. Here we go. It says a little bit different stats, but they probably get updated a little differently than CoinMarketCap. Let's see. They got out in the lending. They've borrowed $160 million. There you go. Navi lending. Let's launch the pro. Let's see what this looks like. Here's the platform. Market, total market size, 536 mil, liquidity, 375 mil. Well, interesting. All right. They got themselves a nice little collection of coins there. Earn, strategy, Volo staking, dashboard. Is that not what we're on? Here we go. All right. Swap. All right. They got an aggregator over here. All SWE. No, looks like it's. Yes. Okay. Everything on the SWE ecosystem. All right. All right. Migrate. What are you doing on migrate? There we go. Well, hey, this is a pretty cool new migration pairs available. All right. Well, hey, this is interesting. It's a cool looking platform. Navi, it's SWE. I know there's a lot A lot of people love the ecosystem within SWE, and I think there's something to be said about all that kind of stuff. Where maybe, and I'm probably the prime example of all of this. Where for example, I feel like I miss SWE. I tried to get in below $1 after it had popped above $1. I was like, it'll come back. Come on, it'll come back. And like the next week, it was at like $4, and so I feel like I missed the run that was the big sweep, but the whole ecosystem is what's still going to be growing, and I think that's where a lot of opportunities still lie. Is say you didn't get and there's probably the example for Solana is a little different because you got a lot of shitters, and I know you get shitters on every single blockchain, but the whole idea of being able to invest or speculate or gamble, whatever term you want to use, on potential ecosystem coins that may turn into say the next pancake swap or the next Uniswap or whatever. However it may work, you don't know which one of these apps or these ecosystem tokens that have some utility that are going to be the next big thing that make it go. All right. Well, that's Navi. So whoever it was that brought Navi to our attention about all of this with the integration of USDY and Ondo, I appreciate that. That was cool. That was a fun little thing to look into when I was, kind of researching for the show today and putting all the stuff together and kind of navigating all the different stuff. So did we miss anything? Well, let's check some socials. Why not? Let's go to their... here we go. You got Navi Protocol, Ultimate DeFi Infra, SWE Lending plus LST DeFi. NaviX backed by NaviX is the token ticker, by the way. Backed by OKX Ventures, Hashed Official, and DAO5. 111,000 followers. We're gonna look and see what the engagement looks like. That's always a telling thing. All right. 111.6 thousand followers. They've got a post from December 31st with 188 likes. Their post from 6 hours ago, 47. You'd like to see a little bit more, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Well, that's not too bad. From when's February 12th? At least they're posting every day. That's a good thing. Navigators were excited to welcome Rocky AI to the Navi ecosystem. Let's take a look at Rocky AI. I am always looking for some new AI stuff. The AI layer on top of SWE DeFi, built on SWE Network, pal. Let's go to their website. Rocky, your AI agent for DeFi on SWE.
Trade for me, make me $1 million, SWE.
I don't know if that's a lot of money, actually. That would be a ton of money if they're like going to be going to $5 soon. All right. That's interesting. There we go. This is how we navigate the show. Ben John, yeah, shoot me a DM over on X for sure, and we can do that. It goes for anybody. Anybody wants to come on the show ever and chat and talk about something in specific, something you're interested in, something that you're building, doing, drawing, creating, whatever it is. Just shoot me a DM and say, "Hey, man, let me get on the show," and we'll set it up. I think that's kind of the whole idea now, to start doing a lot more collaborating with people in the space. I'm all for that on board. So shoot a DM. I'll go full screen for that. Shoot me a DM if you want to be on the show and chat crypto, Web3, DeFi, blockchain. And now, a word from my sponsor.
Oh, Dad, how about this one?
There you go. All right. So the next thing that I wanted to do was get into comprehensive bull and bear flag patterns and learn just a little bit about this stuff, because honestly, like, until you really start looking at this kind of stuff, you might not realize it. I was still drawing like wedge patterns on a druid wedge pattern on a chart today, started reading this, and then went back and realized like, huh, well, that might actually be a bullish flag. And so I was telling you guys earlier, I can't not show you. I want to show you. So there we go. So like I had drawn in I'd started doing the wedge thing, right? And then I thought, well, wait a second. Let's move this a little bit. I think that what we're looking at right here is a bullish flag, right? We got our flagpole. Here's our flagpole right here. There's our flagpole. Here is our bullish. We got rejected here. We came back down very close to where it should have been, right? On the grand scheme of things, right? It didn't go too far outside of the zone. Came back up, and then now we have found some support, which we are, I would say, getting ready to close this sucker out. And I would fully expect, that's not what I wanted to do. Fully expect that what we're going to see is a total breakout of Ondo. The narrative is way too bullish. Now, unless we see a market breakdown completely, which I see everybody's posts like, oh, we could see 80,000. 80,000 is like, well, that's very crystal clear at this point. Okay, whatever. If there's like some event that brings us way down, I mean, I know that the for fuck's sake, like there was just a headline that the Russia Ukraine war is going to end. Like, how did that not send the markets off all over the world? Like, hey, war is ending. That should be a good thing, but whatever. So anyway, barring any unforeseen circumstances, in my humble opinion, in my honest and humble opinion, I would think that however long we got to actually stay in the duration of this, we will see a breakout to the upside. Because not only are we hanging on really good to our support level, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think, let me ask who my charters in the crowd, do you think that this would be considered a bullish flag? And let's move on over to what we're going to look at, because you got someone had asked. And so I said, well, let's do this together. Let's read this together and go through it. And then that whole thing of like, now, after we go through this, going back over to that Ondo chart, it may pay attention. It may make a little more sense. No. JC says no. He doesn't believe so. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You can agree, you can disagree with me. I love that. I'm just smoking hopium. You know what I mean? Like I'm super bullish on Ondo, and so I will look for anything that I can to say, hey, this is bullish, baby. But you obviously, if you guys don't see it, if you think something totally different, please, you're more than okay to disagree with me and say it. It's great for conversation, and we could talk about it tomorrow. Web3 breakfast. So for now, I've decided that Web3 breakfast, there's no way we could miss Friday morning shows. I think here, let's go before we get into our bull and bear flag patterns. Let's talk about this. So there's no way we could go farther with the whole Pizza Friday kind of mantra and all that stuff without doing the Friday shows. And I am absolutely so excited for that. Like, obviously, you guys know that I've taken a few weeks off of the morning show. It is kind of painful for a lot of us, but in many ways, it's been relieving for me in the morning. In case you missed me talking about this a few weeks ago, for me to have a much mellower morning versus, having to get up and start doing, my daily research. And I still do, but it's not as time crunch, and I get to I have more flex time with my family in the morning. And so, I still get up early and I start doing my research, but now we get to hang out for a little while as a family, go to the gym in the morning, possibly if, time allows it, and then come to the studio, get ready, do the shows, and then do the afternoon and then shoot a video and put that thing out. So that's kind of been the new schedule. And it has been absolutely, Doge has entered the IRS. Breaking news. Let's see. We got to pull this up. Here we go. Oh, that's what happens when I put it on the same tab. I got to remember not to do that. Got to bring it down. That's why we're using the iPad for all the other stuff. And then, all right, now StreamYard is wonky. If I lost you guys, I'm sorry. I'm refreshing. If you can hear me, oh man. Reload site. All right. That was crazy. I blew my article up. I blew my computer up opening this article. That was wild. Okay, so I'm gonna need a second because it's like I had to shut down StreamYard completely. I don't know how long you guys were able to hear or see or do any of that, but that was insanity. All right, so let's bring our article back up that we were trying to bring up, and which, by the way, it's with Reuters. Oh man, I think it's our Reuters article that is causing the problems here. All right, here we go. Exclusive. Top Elon Musk aide arrives at IRS to scrutinize operations. Ooh. That was just one article. But yeah, so I've got a man, I'm closing that one. That article was a problem. Let's get back over here, full screen. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. That sucked every bit of, was it cache memory? Is that what it is? Man, that was wild. That thing like just dripped every bit of resource that you could imagine. The whole idea of the governmental waste, I freaking love it. That does not piss me off. And if you're upset and if you see these videos and you listen to them complain, or you listen in, you're seeing, these politicians and these Democrats coming out and bitching and moaning about unelected government officials tapping in, like, yeah, they're part of the problem. And that's why they're bitching. There should be nothing wrong with scrutinizing some absolute bloaty, wasteful spending, which we've been doing for years. Come in and wipe that shit clean. I think a lot of people are fed up with all of that. I mean, you're hearing, well, we spent like $400 million on transgender animals or something like bullshit. Like, no, enough is enough. Yeah, enough is enough with all of that. And so anyway, make sure you guys smash my, don't make me make you hear from my sponsors again. Love it. Oh, you guys are smashing likes over on YouTube. Man, y'all are freaking awesome. Y'all are heroes. And I was wondering if I needed to, let's see, if I check in over on the YouTube, the X account, I want to see, you're a little low. I think you guys watching over on X could probably do a little better. And if we can, we're going to do a tutorial. I checked up on you guys, and I will be doing a tutorial right now on how to like a video on X, because it's not that hard. And maybe you were thinking like, oh, okay, well, that's how you do that. I just, today's educational day. And all right, so you got, all right, we got to go. I'll turn it down just a little. There we go. So you're watching in full screen. Here we're talking right now. What you do is you just turn your phone like this. Boom. And then now down here, the thingy shows up. It's like if you want to leave a comment, if you want to repost it, if you want to like it, I would suggest that you hit the heart. Remember, people's elbow, hit the heart. We don't break hearts, so you gotta hit it with an elbow. But hit the heart, and then you could also hit the live chat. I'm gonna hit the live chat. Hey fam, What's good? What's up? That's what I'm actually gonna say. That was good. That's ridiculous. Okay. So everybody drop something in the X chat, and everybody drop something in the YouTube chat. There you go. And look at this. I can see it up on the screen now. So everybody, let's freaking go. And I'm going to start doing the chat for X on here. I'm going to keep it open so you guys can actually, chat over on X. My bad that I've not done that before. That thought just occurred to me that would be an easy thing for me to do to stay engaged with the X people. So let's go. All right. Ooh, I see Neil dropping a contract address. Let's get it. All right. Here we go. What do you think? Bold, what do I think about Ondo? Well, I would, if I were you, go back to an earlier part of the show, go back any day of the show and find the Ondo segment, because here's the deal. I am an Ondo bull. I love exactly everything that they're doing. Their people are amazing. I got a chance to do the Ondo Summit in New York, and it was amazing. And everybody from the team that I met was absolutely amazing. They were very gracious people about the whole thing, about accommodating some requests that other people were making. I had a question. They're amazing, amazing people. So not only fundamentally, the project is great, but personnel, awesome. Their partnerships, where they're scaling, what they're doing, how it's going, all of it. It's in my opinion, $100 billion project, which gives it, I believe, a $31 price tag. And I know that is crazy. And people are like, bro, you're fucking nuts. What is it right now? 4 billion. Let's take a look. Ondo. And then I got to share this one with you guys, right? We got to do that again. I forgot. We got discombobulated when the whole thing went down. Ondo price today. Ondo's going to rip like a church fart. Right on that wood pew. I was raised Roman Catholic. I'll tell you what. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, JC. That wooden ass, stupid wooden church pew. All right. Okay, so 4.21, man, just a little bit too much. $4.21 billion market cap, volume in the last 24 hours, 320 million. We know that they've got about 31% of the total supply circulating, with more dropping next year. We already did all that. Survived the FUD, survived the old unlock. Yarg, matey. $31 Ondo. There's a lot of people, brother. There's a lot of brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people who feel just like I do that $100 billion market cap for Ondo is like slam a dunk. Potentially later in the cycle, but like very possible. Very possible. So something to be excited about. I was going to ask you, Bold. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you like Ondo too? If you like Ondo, I'm looking at you, if you like Ondo, smash the like button. Smash the like button. If you're watching on X, hit it with your, like that. Because if you need me to explain it again, when we smash the like on YouTube, it's different because it's a heart on X, and I don't want to build a culture of heartbreakers. And so that's why we give it the people's elbow. We don't want to break any hearts. All right. Abdullah, what's up, G? How are you? All right. Well, let's see. Now that was that. Now we were going to learn something. I know that was kind of the plan. And so let's get into that. Comprehensive guide to bull and bear flag patterns. And they are a trading indicator that some people use, or a strategy would probably be a better way to say that. They are some of the most reliable and widely used chart patterns in technical analysis. These patterns are particularly effective for traders who prefer trading with the trend. Remember, the trend is always your friend. Your trend's the friend until the end. Thoughts on WIF? Carlos, appreciate the super chat. Thoughts on WIF? Man, I like WIF. I think, WIF to me. So here's where I am on WIF. Let's do this. So WIF is massive, right? Big, billion-dollar market cap, maybe a couple billion at this point. I don't exactly know. To me, it was one of those ideas where, in the traditional bull runs, when retail comes in, it would be one of those ones that gets picked up very easily just because it's the top, it's the most recognized, or it's the most trusted because it's up there. That kind of mentality, right? But now this is with, let's not use the word jaded, but I've been in the space for a while. I have a different opinion. It was back when there was not a million meme coins, right? So the saturation level on this level is of none other. And so I feel like when the normies do come in, it's going to be a little bit better coordinated. And we'll see how the environment is then, right? And well, earlier in the show, we were talking about H2 this year. H2 is probably going to be when we see our retail push, only because, we've got to wait for this regulation thing to spin up, and then we've got to wait for the institutions to play their role. And by play their role, it's also having the banks offer this to the individuals as well. So at that, the retail client level. So the whole idea of WIF being pushed to like another stratosphere because of bull runs past, I think it's still going to go. It's still going to have its opportunity, but I don't think it's going to be as concentrated as they once were, just because of the opportunity and how easy it is to make it. And, you bring someone like the retail is going to maybe come in through a source or someone that they know, and they're obviously going to get them into the coin that they're in, versus how a lot more of us came in when there were fewer options. And I could be totally wrong on all that, but yes, Morrison Doors, that's right, the end. But it's my own because it's the trend song. It's our trend, so it's us. It's the we got to get you guys in here too, so we could be the band. Boom. I was double merching it for a second. Tomorrow morning, make sure you tune in, 9 a.m. Eastern. Web3 Breakfast coming back. We'll do a live stream and we'll do the space. This way the community can chat. It's gonna be a nice, fun reunion. So make sure, if you've got the opportunity, it is early for a lot of people, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, and then I believe if it is 9 a.m. Eastern, that might be 1 or 2 in the afternoon for Doug over there across the pond. So my guy, look at that, commented right as I said that. What's up, my G? All right, let's get back. What are bull and bear flag patterns? Bull and bear flag patterns are continuation patterns, meaning they signal the potential for a price move to continue in the direction of the prior trend after a brief consolidation or retracement. So the bull flag, the pattern occurs during an uptrend, the bear flag in a downtrend, obviously. It'd be better if we had the picture again, because it just makes it a lot easier to see. Like right here, here's your flagpole. Here's your flagpole. And this one's, they obviously come in reverse for the bear flag, because the flagpole is what you would want to trade if you realize that this is what was happening. So, all right. Very clear to see. Now, I feel like, you could, and we can't draw lines on this here, but I feel like, one of the things, you don't want to overuse it, I don't think. Of a potential that could happen. But we don't want to overuse it. But definitely something to be looking at here. The anatomy of a flag pattern. Obviously, like I said, you got to have the flag pole and then the flag. The key characteristics: the bullish flag occurs in an uptrend. Again, the bearish in a downtrend. We got that. The volume, if you trade crypto or stocks, tends to decrease during the consolidation phase and increases significantly at the breakout point, confirming the continuation of the trend. So that's what we're looking at. And I feel like, you know, when we get into the charts, I know that there's another one that we've been looking at that we look at every day. That's in a flag as well. So we'll see, right? We'll see what's happening. Trading strategies. All right. So there's these are the 3 strategies, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll just look at these 3 trade strategies, and then we'll just go hop into the charts and have fun. All right. So the 3 are the breakout strategy, and this is a straightforward approach traders use to enter a position when the price breaks out of the flag consolidation. So like consolidation. So that's like waiting for the breakout to happen. Whereas just you're saying like, all right, we know it's going to happen now. If I do it either low enough leverage or maybe even set a limit order that's a little bit down now, you know, at least we get in, we catch it before the pop. You know, you usually lose a little bit of a percent, but at the end of the day, it's always, 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 and that's why we do this. We talk about this every day. We set our alarms. It's always better to react than to guess. However, if you're playing the specific move and you're playing it cautiously, why not? I've done stuff like that. It's worked out for me. Jake says, I've been looking at the lunar cycle stuff. It's kind of wild. Yeah, there's like indicators on that too, aren't there? I know there's astrological indicators, all that is crazy. But whatever, man, it's all math, man. It's all math, man. It's the universe. It's like science. Right. So this was something that I didn't know with like projection. And so I'm glad that we're doing this lesson because this was fantastic to start doing some, you know, projection charting and all that kind of stuff. But all right, so you got your flagpole from the base to the tip, right? And you've got that measured move. So what you want to do then is you figure out where the breakout happens, right? So right here where this red candle stops and breaks out up over this top of this trend line right here, that's where your trend line starts, your breakout starts. So you would grab whatever this measure move is from the top here, from the bottom here to the top here, and then that you would go from the breakout to where, and that puts you right there. So I've never actually paid attention to the strategy that you would do after this, right? Like, you know what the flag pattern is, but so now you can grab these things and look for your projected total. So now you can have an escape plan. This is how you start. If you're doing some quick trading, this is how you get yourself an escape plan. So very fun. The multi-time frame strategy. Now, this multi-time frame strategy involves using multiple time frames to analyze the flag pattern. Higher time frame analysis begin by analyzing a higher time frame. Look for a strong trend, either bullish or bearish, and identify if a flag pattern is forming within the trend or the lower time frame confirmation. Once the pattern is identified on the higher time frame, zoom in on a lower time frame. Look for the price to break out of the flag pattern on the lower time frame, confirming the trend. Why would you use that strategy? Well, the multi-time frame analysis reduces the risk of false breakouts. Okay. Cool. What's the third one? The pullback entry strategy. So that's the one where you see, okay, so this is where you see the breakout. Enter the trade after the breakout has occurred, but wait for the price to pull back to the flag's trend line, because it does that a lot where it breaks out and then comes back down, hits that trend line, and then truly breaks out. So you could play that. That's pretty good. Don't play them in choppy or sideways markets. Man, I'll tell you what, we don't want to play it right now because this is a choppy market. This is bullshit is what it is. Weak flags. All right. I wonder what's considered a weak flag. If the flag's consolidation is too broad or the market loses momentum during the consolidation, the breakout may be weak or fail altogether. All right. Well, let's swing it. Okay. We might as well just read the conclusion here. And thanks. I mean, I just found this on TradingView. So this is some great information. This is probably a resource anybody can find. Appreciate you guys going through it with me, but bull and bear flag patterns are essential tools in any trader's toolkit, offering high profitability setups. All right, that was really not important. Final tip. Let's read this, though. Always combine flag patterns with good risk management techniques. All right, fuck off. Let's go to the charts. Let's go see what we see. All right, now that we talked about that and we looked at that stuff, do you guys think, could you still consider this a bullish flag. And I know that we've seen a little bit of long consolidation, but it hasn't broken out of it. And we're coming into a very close pattern here. It is kind of flattened off, but let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Would you consider this a bullish flag? All right, let's look at anything changing on Solana. Nothing changing on Solana. XRP ski. Nothing. Look, see, it's like that same little thing, like little micro uptrend. No, the flag part is too long. Oh, that's what we didn't do. Damn, it didn't say anything like this. Is there all right. So according to, and I just did a little Google AI here. According to the Google AI, a flag pattern in trading typically lasts for a few days to a couple of weeks. I think that we're probably in a couple of weeks here. Depending on the time frame of the chart, you are analyzing the consolidation phase within the flag pattern is what determines its duration, with longer consolidation periods potentially indicating a more significant pattern. Let's show more. I think that's unconclusive to what we got because we had our flagpole was great, and I know this thing has been long and drug out, but if it says a few weeks, I mean, how long has it been? Let's go to the weekly. This is the daily. So it said it can be a few weeks. Come on, motherfucker. Don't tell me that is not even picture perfect. Picture fucking oh, I'm not even, golly. I got so excited. Look at, that's the weekly. And it says a couple weeks. And then, so this is what? Let's go on this downward trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. So 2 months. We're going on 2 months of this consolidation / downtrend. Maybe a little bit more. Listen, is that a flag? We could probably chop this thing down too and make it a tighter zone. I'd be willing to do this. And we got wicks and sticks. I get that. Let's go here. And if we do this, we're rewriting history right now. Ondo just broke out of the weekly bullish flag. The weekly looks like a flag. I know. First time here. No. It's okay. We're not beefing. I didn't like how everything went, but Ben is his own guy. I just hope that everything's good and he's fine and well, and we'll see what happens. That's all that I'm going to say on that. Come on, you guys know what this is. We need Corey. We need Corey to tell us. This could be the sack and shaft pattern. Hopefully, we start going up. All right, I got to get off this one right now. ICP, same thing, man. Look at this. Same. This is like, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a flag. It could be. It's about spent about a few more weeks in the in this downtrend, in this pattern, but we'll see. ICP, same kind of jam here. We have got JASMY. As you know, I put out a video recently about this one, getting ready to pop, man. This thing is getting ready to pop out of the danger zone. I know a lot of people are waiting for this thing to go. Remember, they are changing their policy over in Japan. They are becoming way more crypto friendly. They're going to open up ETFs. They are going to be cutting taxes. That means more liquidity in the markets. JASMY is a cultural coin where it is like the phenomenon over there. It's Japan's Bitcoin, but not because it's like trying to be like Bitcoin, because it's like IoT and data and security, all that kind of stuff. And so that it's probably going to have its moment. And so just keep paying attention to it. But potentially on this weekly, again, we could maybe be more scientific with our lines here, but on the weekly, I'll tell you what. This thing could be ready to blow, and it could be any time now. So definitely not a flag. Come on, my guy. Oh, here, I'll show it to you, Corey. No, you can go back after. There you go. All right, so here are some of the ones that we were looking at that I needed to bring up based on the show the other day. So here, and this is obviously we got into this one earlier. So this is that NAVX coin for Navi partnership with Ondo, or at least bringing USDY onto SWI. So same kind of the pattern that we've seen in a lot of these. This thing is you're probably in getting in here to the triangle of love, even though it really hasn't tested this. I don't really know that we have a whole lot to go off of as a bottom support. So, but we'll play the game, right? So here is that one. I wouldn't necessarily be itching to get into this token at any time. I would expect it to probably go down a little bit more. Remember, the trend is your friend. If this is our bottom, or if we should draw another one where we saw this thing wick to, just for shits and giggles, as they say in the biz. All right, Devi. Here's another one that you guys brought attention to that we wanted to take a look at. Had a nice little run up as of last year, and since has a pretty big retrace. So where did this thing top out at, and where is it at right now? So a 45% drop from presumably its all-time high. No, it has had some life before. So double top to some extent, at least as far as its life cycle goes. So we've had one top, two top, three top, rock. Maybe there's something to that, because on the third one, the third top, if it doesn't rip, then you got a triple top, and that may be bullish, it may be bearish. All right, so that is Belief's pick. I have heard him talk to me about Devi. That is true. Someone here came in to the show Tuesday and was asking about it, and I just didn't get to the opportunity. And so I had asked to figure out, what were the things that I needed to present that people had questions on, and this was it. Devi was one of them. It was the Navi, and then also Plume. I can feel it in my plumes. This is also a highly regarded pick from a lot of people that I have talked to recently, and some of my Ondo friends. And I know a lot of people here, several people here have talked about it. So let's look at the chart, and then maybe we can do like a little dive into the ecosystem as well. I feel like today's like the perfect day for that kind of stuff. And so I told you about it, Doom. Oh, the Heikanashis. Man, I feel like with the delay, I don't know if the cup and handle is this or if it was the Devi one. So here we go. So here is Plume. Now Plume has a nice little recovery from whatever this downfall was, as we can. So this is its life cycle, and this is the daily chart. It is relatively new. So it, from its all-time high, is sitting down about 20%. It had a fall. It had a fall about 80%. So that's crazy. This is why. There we go. All right. So I would think that I want to look at some of the stats on this before we start. Plume. Share this tab instead. Let's look at the all time. Here we go. All right, so it's coming in at 13, almost 14 cents, up 14% today. Market cap is self-reported. Is that what it is? Self-reported market cap of 274 million. 10 billion Plume is the circulating supply, or is the total supply, excuse me, with 2 billion circulating. So you got 20% out. Let's go check the website. Website cannot provide a secure connection. Let's go to their X account and see. Maybe there is a different way to get there. All right, Plume Network. They got 1.1 million followers. Man, 190 likes. Not that that means anything, but still, like you would think with a 1.1 million followers, like it would just be a little higher. But that's my opinion. I could just be wrong. They had 1.7 thousand turn into their space. We'll have to check it out. Have to give it a listen. Now, can we get to the website from here? Let's see. They are account managed by their Linktree. Telegram, Discord, X, website. Now, website is down for Plume. So, bummer, man. All right. So then I think we're done looking at Plume for now. I will give it more of a look. I'll give it a chance. Maybe something's just, I mean, everybody understands dead links, but you know, it is what it is. Whoa, you guys are getting drinks? Man. Yeah, I'll take one, please. I will start with a session IPA, please. That sounds wonderful. A nice, like 4.5% crispy session IPA. And actually made me really thirsty. While I have a water break, we're going to look at some more coins in a second. Just got a quick word from our sponsor.
Oh, Dad, how about this one?
There you go. All right. Let's get back to the chats. Everything is down. Everything is down today that we've got on our list. That is not fun, with the exception of XRP, which is up 1%. And this Plume, which is up 8%, as we know, and Karate Talk. Let's look at the Karate chart. We got an event coming up. Should see a pump, right? Got an event at the end of the month. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the 28th in Denver at ETH Denver. Also, I think there's an HBAR conference happening right around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can let me know down in the chat, all my ETH Denver fam. Let me know what's going on. Don't know if I'm going to make it or not. We'll see. Had some things change recently on my end. All right. Well, we've got a lot of volume support where the Karate token is at right now. I would think that that's probably going to be potentially a floor. So as the whole idea goes of being a token owner and being a token holder, you're also in some way, shape, or form an over of the league. And so the ownership had been given to the community, and the community is the token holders. And so why would you not want to participate in owning a share of an up-and-coming sports league that potentially could get as big as, say, I don't want to compare it, but I'll compare it because it is what it is. Like the UFC, right? Like, this is crypto's first professional sport. At some point, like, there's a lot of people that are going to be interested. RFK came to an event last year, said it was one of the coolest things he had been to. He's all in on crypto. We've had a number of massive celebrities come to go to every single one of the events. There's usually an amazing guest list. Alex Pereira, his sister, has fought now twice, so he shows up to the events. I mean, come on, like the whole idea of potentially having an ownership of something that could become a massive industry leader, I would think is very, very ideal. It is to me. And so that's why I hold my coins. I was for a little while doing the whole sell and swap and stake and all that shit. And then I just said, you know what? I'm hanging on. I am team Karate Combat with that token. So I am not trying to play the game. I don't want to get caught. You see, like, things sometimes on the chart, it rips, and we're always guilty of that. It happened to me a couple times early on where I would send something over to the Hashpack wallet to stake it as the pack token, and then what I sent over to stake was far less than what I had sent back because of how things changed. And so I learned pretty quick to like, yeah, that's not my jam. I'm just going to hang on to my karate tokens. I fought for them. I will always be an advocate for karate combat. So the whole idea of again being part owner to an up and coming sports league, that's you karate, MMA. I know it's karate and all that kind of stuff, but it's striking. It is the fastest growing sport in the world, and so I'll tell you what, that's why I like it. Somebody had asked earlier about whiff. Whiff to me is just getting beat into shit. Now this could be the whole idea of, you know, it's going to be the leader of the ecosystem when the time comes. And so that being said, you got to pay attention to it, right? And so we have seen some nice pumps, but those pumps are always followed with some massive dumps. And so you could see it's made this this little pattern here that I'm showing you. I don't know. I don't know how much lower it's going to go. I believe that this is like fairly close to its all-time low. Here you go. So all-time low versus where it's at. Let's get the sticks. About a 200%. Well, it's going to be less than that because it's going down. Right? It moves the other way around. Let's do it right. Yeah, 71%. So about 72%. So about 72% to the all-time low for whiff. I really think that if it's going to have a massive run, it is going to change some lives because a lot of people have the opportunity to get this thing at what 60 cents. This is going to, I think it had, up over $4. So this thing could, if whiff does do like a whiff thing and absolutely goes ballistic, it is going to change some lives. Mark my words. So, 13-hour flight for Doug to Denver. He'd still do it to see you, though. My God, Doug is the man, dude. Doug is a straight up awesome person. If you're not following 6 a.m. Doug over on X, man, come on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with all of you? All y'all should be following each other. You guys know the drill. We also we probably could do another house clean or a cleanup of the chat group, or probably what I'll do is just start a new one because I lost control of the other one by deleting it on my phone and whatever. It didn't keep it on the other one, which is crazy. But anyway, so I think we need to start a new one anyhow. So we're gonna do that, and we'll get an open sign up for people. Say you want to join the crew and you want to be part of the chat group. It's very exclusive, extremely exclusive. But we'll be opening up one of them very soon, and that'll happen over on X. We've tried all the things. I can't do Discord. I need to be better about Discord, and I will, because there are some other Discords that I have to become more active in, and I will. Telegram. I believe it's all sometimes too much. How do you guys feel? Is it just too much to have the Discords, the Telegrams, the X, yada yada? I feel like it just all becomes too much. Like I just got to concentrate the effort in one place. I hope you guys understand. I hope you understand what I'm saying. All right, that is going to do it for our trading view section. Let's check. I'm going to pull up Dex Tools just in case any of our friends are pumping, any of our friends are green. And we got, yeah. Let's go. We want to hit the number 3 here, but we got to be over on this screen. Complicated stuff running these live shows. But all right. And I do want to do some straight up DGen meme hunting. So when I did earlier in the show, we were talking about, people wanting to come on. If you want to have a conversation and do all that kind of stuff, I love this whole idea. If you are a meme coin hunter, if you understand the snipe bots, all that stuff, like I got to get Machiavelli on, or if I got to get someone on from that sniper bot on Soul to come on to do an interview and all that stuff, because I want to learn. I want you guys to be able to have this in a digestible format where if you understand, like, I feel like we all understand each other, and like the way that, whether it's the way I ask questions or we break things down or whatever, that we all would benefit from that. And so if we could get someone on here to help us break down AI agents and how to do trading and how to do soul sniffers and all that stuff, so that we can start taking advantage of runners and making the monies here. I want y'all to win just like me. So we got to win together. All right, let's go share this tab instead. Dex tools will bring up our friends. Remember, we keep the winners, we cut the losers. I'm not saying you VHS is a loser. I'm not saying that at all. But we had a stacked list, an entire stacked list of coins that we have since cut way down. Morpho, we added yesterday. Let's see what's happened since we got here. Remember, we are the white line that is in this candle. So if you said, you know what, fuck it, baby, this white line right here yesterday is where we kind of, brought it to our attention. We drew this line saying, this is it. This is where we started. You guys can't even see that, son of a gun. There you go. So now you can. So that white line right there, that you'll be up just a skosh, but hey, better than being down, right? So that's Morpho. We're going to keep looking at that one all the time. I might have to get a little bag. What is it? It's on base, right? If I'm not mistaken, we were talking about that. I believe it's on base. All right. And then coin shitcoin up 3% today. There you go. VHS down a little bit, but let's see. Did we keep our? Nope. All right, so we've officially, actually, if we're going to count wicks, if we turn around, if this becomes, we are at the support line to say that we have not created a new lower low. So we'll see what happens. We're going to mark that right there. Mark it, Danny, and see what happens. Do you guys have any other coins that we should be looking at in the, whether it's Dex Tools or over on TradingView? Drop them in the chat. I'm going to go, I'll pull up TradingView right now. We'll look at Crow. A big fan. I was a holder of the Monaco token when it was Monaco, before they became Crypto.com, before they rebranded and changed. I never did the whole KYC to get the card and all that stuff, even though I wanted to. I had enough of the coin and all that stuff, but I never did. But I was big, and I had this is back when I don't know if they still do, but they had two apps, right? You had your Crypto.com app, and then you had the DeFi wallet where you could do some DeFi things. I don't know if they still have the DeFi wallet or not. But I was at one point a big fan of Crow. I don't use it now, but that doesn't mean that I would not use it in the future. All right, let's go. Crow USDT, USDC. I'm sorry, I got to start changing the way that I think about things. We'll look at the Coinbase chart of Kronos. Look at that. That looks like, is Corey in the chat? Oh, I'm not even showing it to you. There you go. Is Corey paging Corey? Paging Corey. I need to know what animal that is, because I feel like that needs some Coach Corey flair. The Visa card is bomb for Crypto.com. Yeah, I know. I probably at some point I probably should make things a little bit easier on myself, but it is what it is. Doug, go ahead and shoot me a DM with that if you could, over on X. Shoot me a DM with that contract address, and I will look it up. I can't screen scrape it out of there. Corey says it looks like Harambe laying on his back. Okay. Do we think that would Grok make that? Let's try. Let's go to X. And let's go to Grok. Share. Make an image of. Okay, so I need to look here. All right, so there you go. Make an image of Harambe laying on his back. Let's go. All right. Here are our images. Oh, hey, look at this. It really quick. I got to take a quick sponsor break. We got a live sponsor read. Get on up here. You got something you want to tell everybody? Smash the like button.
Yay.
Say subscribe to the channel.
Bye for channel.
Say follow over on X.
Bye on.
And say we're going to get out of here. So have a great rest of your day.
Have a great rest. He's going out of here.
And then thumbs up. Over here so they can see it. Yeah. All right.
And we don't know that.
All right. Well, then my time is, we are out of here. Let me just switch you really quick. There is Harambe laying on his back for all of you that were wondering how that was going to end up looking. Well, they wanted this.
Babies and tummies.
Our babies and yeah, babies. Yeah, babies are in tummies. But this is just a monkey laying on his back, right?
Why?
Well, people wanted to see it because, you know, they're weird. Anyway.
I think they're getting it up.
Say smash the like button. We're out of here.
Smash the like button.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, 9 a.m. Eastern, Web3 Breakfast is coming back. Pizza Day. Bring your appetite. We'll see you at the breakfast table. Have a good night.